house is a busy house. I think the polite term is, people say lived in, homely. That means it's slightly
For years, Amanda and Clive Owen, the stars of the popular British television series Our Yorkshire Farm, were seen by the world as the ideal couple. Their life on a farm in the stunning Yorkshire Dales was broadcast to millions, and their stories seemed like a dream come true. Amanda and Clive appear to have it all: a strong marriage, a large and happy family of 9 children, a beautiful farm, and a life closely connected to nature and the land. On television, viewers saw a life full of laughter, work, and love, with children playing in the fields, animals being cared for, and the couple working side by side to keep the farm running smoothly. The show portrayed not just the charm of rural life, but also the dedication, hard work, and commitment of family who had chosen to live a life away from the city, close to the earth and its rhythms. Fans admired Amanda's grace in managing so many children, her dedication to the animals, and her growing role as the face of the show, while Clive's quiet, steadfast presence as a farmer and father added balance and stability. People from around the world were drawn not only to the beauty of the Yorkshire countryside, but also to the family's warmth and sense of unity. At first glance, it seemed that nothing could disturb their harmony, and the world believed Amanda and Clive's marriage was as enduring and strong as the hills surrounding their farm. Their life was full of everyday challenges, from tending to crops and livestock to ensuring their children received a good upbringing, yet they handled it with apparent grace and resilience. The success of the show brought them fame, but it also helped viewers imagine a life that was simple yet fulfilling, with family, love, and the satisfaction of hard work at the center. Fans often praised Amanda for her energy, patience, and her ability to manage everything while keeping her children happy and the farm running efficiently. Clive was admired for his quiet strength, dedication, and his willingness to support Amanda, whether through farming tasks or parenting duties. Together, they became a symbol of balance between tradition and modern family life, of maintaining a close-knit household in a world increasingly focused on convenience and technology. Their story inspired many, as it highlighted the beauty of rural living, the joys of parenting multiple children, and the challenges and rewards of running a family farm. Yet, as many fans would eventually learn, the life portrayed on screen was only a part of reality, and behind the charming scenes, there were struggles and pressures that neither Amanda nor Clive could completely escape. While Amanda and Clive's life seemed perfect on television, fame and public attention began to affect their relationship in ways that were not visible to viewers. As Our Yorkshire Farm gained popularity, Amanda's role as the show's main figure brought her significant media attention. She began participating in interviews, photo shoots, public appearances, and other promotional activities. While this increased her fame and opened new professional opportunities, it also created challenges in her personal life. For the first time, Amanda had to balance not only the demanding responsibilities of running a farm and raising 9 children, but also the expectations of viewers and the demands of being a public figure. Clive, on the other hand, spent most of his time on the farm, maintaining the day-to-day operations and taking care of the children, which meant that Amanda's growing absence became more noticeable. The distance between them was not just physical but emotional, as the pressures of public life gradually altered the dynamics of their marriage. While Amanda became increasingly recognized for her work and charm on television, Clive felt left behind, and the once shared experiences of farm life became more divided. The couple faced a unique challenge: try to maintain a private family life while simultaneously presenting a polished image to the cameras. As the show's popularity increased, so did the scrutiny from fans, the media, and the public, who were often unaware of the unseen stresses and personal struggles that came with this exposure. Even small disagreements or stresses that might have been manageable in the past began to feel heavier under the public eye. Amanda herself admitted in interviews that balancing her multiple roles as mother, farmer, and TV personality became overwhelming at times. The constant need to appear cheerful, competent, and flawless on screen placed a significant emotional burden on her. Meanwhile, Clive's quieter role on the farm, though essential, meant that he did not receive the same recognition, which sometimes led to feelings of isolation and frustration. The combination of fame, family responsibilities, and the unrelenting work of managing a large farm created tension that slowly but steadily affected their bond. While viewers saw the happy, hard-working family portrayed on television, Behind the scenes, the couple was navigating a complex mix of emotions, expectations, and inevitable strain that comes when one partner's public life grows significantly faster than the other's. In time, these pressures, combined with the challenges of raising 9 children and managing a large property, became one of the main factors contributing to the breakdown of their marriage. Behind the picturesque scenes of Our Yorkshire Farm, Amanda and Clive face emotional and practical challenges that were largely hidden from public view. Living under the scrutiny of a television audience added a layer of stress that made it difficult for them to handle ordinary disagreements or problems privately. Amanda, as the more visible partner, often felt torn between her responsibilities on the farm, the needs of her children, and the demands of public appearances. Clive, while deeply committed to his family, began to feel the impact of these changes differently. Tasks that once felt shared became more as alone to manage when Amanda was away, and this shift contributed to emotional distance between them. Their relationship had to adapt constantly to the pressures of public attention, and as Amanda gained more recognition, Clive's quieter, behind-the-scenes role became increasingly demanding. The couple's private life became intertwined with their public persona, making it challenging to find moments of normalcy or simple intimacy. Amanda herself expressed feelings of stress and exhaustion, noting that the need to maintain a perfect image on camera often came at the cost of her own well-being. Over time, these pressures began to take a toll on their emotional connection, leading to feelings of frustration, fatigue, and detachment. Despite their love for each other and their children, the combination of fame, family responsibilities, and farm work made it increasingly difficult to maintain the balance they had once achieved. Their separation, which came as a shock to viewers, was not the result of a single event, but rather the culmination of years of gradual changes and mounting pressures. The decision to part ways was deeply personal, rooted in the need for both Amanda and Clive to prioritize their health, emotional stability, and individual growth. Even as they navigated these challenges, both remained committed to their children, ensuring that their family life would continue as smoothly as possible despite the personal changes. By choosing to co-parent and maintain a professional relationship on the farm, they demonstrated that separation does not have to result in bitterness or conflict, and that prioritizing personal well-being can coexist with dedication to family responsibilities. This period of struggle behind closed doors highlights the complexity of modern relationships, especially when fame and public scrutiny are involved, and serves as a reminder that appearances can often mask the difficulties faced by even the most seemingly perfect couples as the pressures of fame, family, and farm life continue to mount. Amanda Owen realized that she could no longer ignore her own well-being. For years, she had been managing an incredibly demanding life, caring for 9 children, running a large farm, supporting Clive in both parenting and farm responsibilities, and simultaneously being the public face of Our Yorkshire Farm. Each role carried its own set of challenges, and the constant juggling left her physically and emotionally exhausted. The demands of public life, in particular, added a layer of stress that was difficult to escape. Amanda often had to participate in interviews, attend photo shoots, and maintain a composed and positive image for viewers, all while ensuring that the farm continued to operate smoothly and her children's needs were met. This duality, performing for the public while handling the realities of domestic and farm life, created a constant tension that gradually wore her down. Amanda began to recognize that without addressing her mental health, she risked burnout and the potential to negatively affect both her family and the farm. Taking time for herself became essential, not just as a brief pause, but as a deliberate, sustained effort to reconnect with her own needs, feelings, and priorities. She understood that self-care was not selfish. It was necessary for her to be the mother, partner, and professional that she aspired to be. Amanda's approach to self-care involved stepping back from some of her television commitments and creating space in her life to focus on her emotional recovery. This period of reflection allowed her to process the stress, pressure, and emotional weight she had been carrying for years. She could acknowledge her feelings, confront the exhaustion, and consider what changes were necessary to preserve her health and happiness. During this time, Amanda also realized the importance of maintaining boundaries. While the public had long been fascinated by the day-to-day happenings on the farm, she understood that not every moment needed to be shared or documented. This shift in perspective helped her reclaim a sense of privacy and control over her own life. She began prioritizing activities and routines that restored her energy, mental clarity, and emotional balance, whether through quiet time on the farm, connecting with nature, or simply allowing herself moments of solitude away from the cameras. This conscious focus on mental health not only benefited Amanda personally, but also strengthened her ability to care for her family. By taking care of herself first, she could approach her responsibilities with renewed patience, clarity, and energy. It became clear that the choice to prioritize self-care was not a rejection of her family or her life on the farm, but rather a step toward ensuring that she could continue to be fully present in all areas that mattered most. In interviews following her separation, Amanda spoke openly about the challenges of juggling multiple roles and the necessity of addressing mental health. She highlighted that stepping back and creating boundaries allowed her to regain a sense of identity beyond the roles assigned to her by fame, family, or public expectation. This journey towards self-care ultimately became a source of empowerment, giving Amanda the strength to face the complexities of her personal and professional life with confidence and grace. It also sent a powerful message to viewers that taking time for mental health and personal well-being is not a sign of weakness, but a crucial component of sustaining meaningful relationships, professional success, and personal happiness. Amanda's willingness to prioritize her own mental health, even amid the pressures of fame and family obligations, demonstrates resilience, courage, and the importance of self-awareness in navigating life's most demanding challenges. While Amanda focused on her public role and personal growth, Clive Owen experienced his own set of challenges that were often unseen by the public. As a quieter partner in the family dynamic, Clive took on the bulk of the farm work and the day-to-day responsibilities of raising 9 children. Running a large family farm is no small task. It involves long hours, physical labor, and constant attention to both livestock and crops. Clive's life, though less visible on television, was demanding in every sense. The balance between tending to farm duties, supporting Amanda's growing public role, and ensuring the household ran smoothly required resilience, dedication, and patience. As Amanda's fame increased, Clive began to feel a shift in their relationship. The woman he had shared his life with for over 2 decades was now frequently away from home, attending interviews, television appearances, and public events. While these opportunities were important for Amanda and the family's financial and professional growth, they also meant that Clive was often managing responsibilities alone. This created emotional distance between the couple, not because of lack of love or commitment, but due to the practical realities of life and the demands of fame. Clive sometimes felt isolated as he juggled multiple roles, from farm manager to primary caregiver for children, when Amanda was occupied with public commitments. Despite this, he remained deeply committed to both his family and the farm, ensuring that every animal was cared for, crops were tended to, and his children were nurtured and supported. He approached these challenges with quiet strength, often prioritizing the needs of the family above his own. However, the emotional weight of this workload, combined with the visible success of Amanda in the public eye, did create stress and a sense of imbalance. Clive, like Amanda, faced the challenge of maintaining his mental and emotional health while fulfilling a demanding role that required constant attention, effort, and care. The public often saw him as a steadfast and supportive partner, but the personal strain of balancing work, family, and the silent pressure of managing a household under public scrutiny was significant. Clive also had to navigate the complexities of co-parenting while respecting Amanda's need for personal space and self-care. Even after their separation, he focused on maintaining stability for their children, ensuring that they continued to experience consistency, love, and guidance despite the changes in their parents' relationship. For Clive, this meant adapting to new routines, communicating effectively with Amanda, and finding ways to support both the farm and the family without compromising his own well-being. He had to learn how to manage his own emotions, cope with feelings of isolation, and maintain patience and understanding in the face of unprecedented challenges. Clive's story illustrates that being a partner, parent, and farmer simultaneously is a complex, demanding, and emotionally taxing role. His experience highlights the often unseen struggles of those who work behind the scenes, while their family's public image shines brightly. In interviews, Clive has spoken about the importance of resilience, communication, and dedication in navigating these challenges, emphasizing that the health of the family and the farm often required compromise, understanding, and careful planning. Despite the pressures, Clive remained committed to the family's well-being and the farm's success, demonstrating a steadfast dedication that is as admirable as Amanda's public achievements. By balancing his responsibilities with patience and quiet strength, Clive provided a sense of stability and continuity that was essential for the children and the farm, showing that love and commitment can manifest in ways beyond public recognition and applause. His perspective reminds viewers that relationships, work, and family life are multidimensional and that personal sacrifices are often made quietly to ensure the success and happiness of loved ones. One of the most remarkable aspects of Amanda and Clive Owen's story is the way they approach co-parenting following their separation. Raising 9 children is already an enormous responsibility, and doing so as separated parents under the scrutiny of a television audience presents an even greater challenge. Despite the end of their romantic relationship, Amanda and Clive prioritize the well-being of their children above all else, showing maturity, responsibility, and a deep commitment to their family. The transition from married partners to co-parents was not easy, but both recognized that stability and love for their children had to come first. They worked closely to ensure that daily routines, schooling, chores, and family traditions continued with as little disruption as possible. This required clear communication, planning, and compromise, as both parents had to adjust to new responsibilities while respecting each other's space and needs. For Amanda, focusing on her mental health and personal growth meant that she had to carefully manage her time, ensuring that she remained present and engaged with her children while balancing her professional commitments and personal life. For Clive, co-parenting required flexibility and patience as he adjusted to realities of sharing parenting duties while managing the farm and supporting Amanda in her chosen path. Together, they developed systems that allowed them to provide consistency, emotional security, and a sense of normalcy for their children. This included scheduling shared time with the children, dividing responsibilities fairly, and maintaining open communication about each child's needs and experiences. They also made a conscious effort to present a united front in front of their children, avoiding conflict or negativity that could create anxiety or confusion. The children's needs were central to every decision, reflecting a family-first approach that prioritized love, support, and guidance over personal grievances. The public nature of their lives added additional pressure, as Amanda and Clive were constantly aware that their choices and interactions could be scrutinized by fans, media outlets, and viewers of Our Yorkshire Farm. Despite this, they managed to co-parent effectively, demonstrating that even in the face of personal change and public attention, it is possible to maintain a strong, functional family dynamic. Their approach to co-parenting was not only practical, but also emotionally intelligent. Both Amanda and Clive understood that showing respect, empathy, and patience to one another modeled healthy relationship dynamics for their children. The couple remained committed to involving their children in decisions, listening to their concerns, and ensuring that the separation did not create emotional instability. By setting boundaries, maintaining routines, and fostering open communication, they created an environment where the children could thrive despite the changes in the family structure. This process was also a learning experience for Amanda and Clive as parents, challenging them to grow individually while cooperating as a team for the sake of their family. Their efforts highlight that co-parenting is not simply about logistical coordination. It requires emotional intelligence, understanding, and shared commitment to the children's happiness and development. Fans of the show have often commented on the couple's dedication to their children, expressing admiration for the way they navigated this difficult period with dignity and grace. By maintaining a focus on family, Amanda and Clive set a powerful example for viewers, showing that separation does not have to mean dysfunction, conflict, or neglect of parental responsibilities. Instead, with mutual respect, communication, and love, co-parenting can be successful even under challenging circumstances. Their journey demonstrates that when parents place the well-being of their children at the center of their decisions, they can continue to build strong relationships, foster emotional stability, and create a nurturing environment that allows every member of the family to flourish. In the face of personal hardship, Amanda and Clive's story reminds us that love, responsibility, and cooperation can guide families through transitions, ensuring that children feel supported, secure, and cherished, even during times of change. When news of Amanda and Clive Owen's separation became public in 2022, it sent shockwaves through fans of Our Yorkshire Farm and the wider public. For years, viewers had admired the couple as the epitome of a harmonious, hardworking, and loving family. They were perceived as an example of stability, dedication, and the charm of rural life, making the announcement of their divorce all the more surprising. Social media and fan forums were flooded with expressions of disbelief, concern, and curiosity as people tried to reconcile the image of the perfect family with the reality of separation. Many viewers had grown attached to Amanda and Clive, seeing them not just as television personalities, but as role models who embodied family values, resilience, and dedication to farming life. The media naturally amplified these reactions, with headlines often emphasizing the shock and drama of the divorce, sometimes speculating about the reasons behind the split. Newspapers, online publications, and entertainment blogs reported extensively on the couple's history, marriage, and family life, with some offering in-depth commentary, and others focusing on sensationalized interpretations of events. Fans were eager to understand what had gone wrong, and why a couple that seemed so united could decide to part ways. While speculation was rampant, Amanda and Clive's own statements helped provide clarity, demonstrating their commitment to transparency and respect. They explained that the separation was not the result of hatred or conflict, but was instead a carefully considered decision prioritizing their mental health, personal growth, and family stability. By framing the divorce in this way, Amanda and Clive managed to counter many of the negative narratives circulating in the media. Public reactions were mixed, with some fans expressing sadness and disappointment, while others praised the couple for their honesty, maturity, and dedication to their children. Many viewers found inspiration in how Amanda and Clive handled the situation with dignity, choosing to co-parent effectively and maintain a professional partnership despite personal changes. The public's fascination with the divorce also highlighted the unique challenges of being a family under the public eye. While private individuals can navigate separation discreetly, Amanda and Clive's life had always been in the spotlight, meaning that every decision, interaction, and statement was scrutinized. This added pressure undoubtedly influenced how they managed both their divorce and their continued public presence. Despite the scrutiny, the couple maintained a consistent message of cooperation, respect, and shared commitment to their children, which helped reassure fans and mitigate potential criticism. Many viewers admired that they were able to separate their personal emotions from the practical responsibilities of parenting and farm management. Additionally, the public reaction underscored the emotional investment that audiences develop when following the lives of people on reality or documentary-style television. Amanda and Clive were not simply stars. They had become familiar figures in the lives of their audience, and fans felt connected to their experiences, joys, and struggles. This connection made the news of their separation particularly impactful, as it challenged a long-held perception of the family as unbreakable and perfect. However, by addressing the situation openly and emphasizing the importance of mental health, self-care, and co-parenting, Amanda and Clive reframed the narrative from one of tragedy to one of personal growth and resilience. The media coverage and public response thus not only reflected fascination and concern, but also highlighted broader societal conversations about the pressures of fame, the realities of family life, and the need for self-care. Amanda and Clive's approach to the public reaction ultimately reinforced their values, prioritizing the children, maintaining respect, and demonstrating that personal challenges can be faced responsibly without harming those who depend on you. Their handling of the situation became a lesson in navigating personal difficulties in the public eye, showing that even in highly scrutinized circumstances, dignity, honesty, and cooperation are possible. The story of Amanda and Clive Owen provides valuable lessons about the complex interplay between fame, personal life, and mental well-being. While their life on Our Yorkshire Farm appeared idyllic to viewers, the reality behind the cameras showed that balancing public attention with private responsibilities is not easy. Fame brought many opportunities, recognition, financial benefits, and a chance to share their lives with millions. However, it also introduced pressures that significantly impacted both Amanda and Clive on personal and emotional levels. One key lesson from their journey is the importance of setting boundaries. For Amanda, maintaining boundaries between her public persona and private life became essential for protecting her mental health. Constant visibility and scrutiny can make it difficult to prioritize personal needs, and without deliberate limits, the stress can escalate into burnout, emotional fatigue, or strained relationships. By taking time away from television and public appearances, Amanda was able to reconnect with herself, assess her priorities, and restore her sense of balance. Another important takeaway is the necessity of shared responsibility and communication within a partnership, particularly when external pressures increase. Clive's role on the farm and as a parent required adaptability and patience as he navigated the growing demands placed on Amanda's time by her public commitments. Their experience demonstrates that in any partnership, understanding and support are crucial, especially when one partner's responsibilities or opportunities change. Co-parenting effectively, even after separation, also underscores the value of prioritizing the well-being of children. Amanda and Clive made clear that their children's stability, emotional security, and development were more important than personal grievances or resentment. Their commitment to collaboration, scheduling, and mutual respect highlights how intentional effort can maintain family cohesion despite significant personal and relational changes. Moreover, their story provides insight into the emotional challenges of modern family life under public scrutiny. The pressures of presenting a flawless image to the world can distort personal experiences, making struggles appear less visible and intensifying feelings of isolation or stress. Amanda and Clive's openness about their mental health, the strains of fame, and the realities of managing 9 children on a busy farm offers a powerful reminder that vulnerability and honesty are essential, even when life seems perfect on the surface. Mental health is another critical lesson highlighted by their experience. Both Amanda and Clive have emphasized that addressing emotional well-being is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary step for long-term health, happiness, and functionality. By acknowledging personal limits, seeking support, and prioritizing self-care, they demonstrated resilience and personal growth. Their journey shows that when individuals take responsibility for their own well-being, they become better parents, partners, and professionals. Another insight from their story is the importance of reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of viewing their separation solely as a loss or failure, Amanda and Clive approached it as a chance to evolve individually, reassess priorities, and strengthen their family unit in new ways. This mindset allowed them to remain cooperative, professional, and committed to shared goals, turning a potentially difficult situation into a lesson in maturity and adaptability. Finally, Amanda and Clive's story highlights the power of respect, empathy, and intentionality in relationships. Even after separation, they maintained respect for each other, collaborated on farm management, and continued to co-parent effectively. Their ability to separate personal emotions from shared responsibilities illustrates that healthy boundaries, communication, and mutual understanding are essential in navigating both personal and professional relationships. In summary, the Owen family's experience offers lessons that extend beyond the world of television and rural life. It teaches the importance of mental health, self-care, communication, cooperation, and resilience when faced with fame, family pressures, or significant life changes. Their story is a testament to the fact that even in challenging circumstances, prioritizing well-being, mutual respect, and the needs of loved ones can create a balanced, harmonious, and purposeful life. Viewers and readers can take inspiration from their approach, understanding that perfection is not the goal. Balance, awareness, and intentional living are the true measures of success in both family life and personal growth. Following the separation from Clive, Amanda Owen embarked on a deeply personal journey of self-discovery and growth, one that allowed her to explore her identity beyond the roles of wife, mother, and television personality. For decades, Amanda had dedicated herself to managing a large family, running a demanding farm, and maintaining a public image that viewers admired. Each of these roles required immense energy, focus, and sacrifice, leaving little room for personal reflection or self-care. The combination of fame, family responsibilities, and farm work had created a life that, while fulfilling in many ways, was also exhausting and overwhelming. After the separation, Amanda recognized that she needed to pause and assess her own happiness, mental health, and aspirations. This period of introspection was not about escaping her responsibilities or abandoning her family, but about understanding herself, her limits, and her needs. She spent time reflecting on what truly brought her joy, what aspect of her life were draining her energy, and how she could create balance while maintaining her commitments. This process involved recognizing the cumulative stress of managing multiple demanding roles and taking proactive steps to restore her emotional and mental well-being. Amanda began to redefine what success and fulfillment meant for her, understanding that happiness was not solely tied to external accomplishments or public approval, but to internal peace, self-respect, and personal growth. She explored ways to reconnect with her passions, such as tending to the farm, engaging with nature, and spending meaningful time with her children, all while creating space to nurture her own emotional needs. In doing so, Amanda gradually reclaimed her sense of identity, acknowledging that she was more than the sum of her roles. This journey also involved confronting feelings of guilt or self-doubt, which can accompany major life transitions, particularly for individuals with strong family and public responsibilities. Amanda had to learn to embrace her choices without shame, understanding that prioritizing her well-being was not a betrayal of her family or values, but a necessary step for long-term health, happiness, and effectiveness as a parent